Hi beauties, Jireh here, welcome back. If you're new, thanks for hopping on this channel, and if you're a returning person with me, thank you so much. Guys, here I really talk about, accountability over yourself, over your actions, and really trying to identify where it is that you want to be, where you currently are, and then where you want to be and the steps that it's going to require to get there. I'm a big believer of really not being an excuser. I was trying to find a more sophisticated way to say that, but not being a person who makes excuses, and really having a plan, taking control over your life. I think that we're all 100% responsible for our lives, and we should all be 100% responsible for our lives. The reason why we are in certain situations is because of the way that we think, and because of the daily, habits and actions that we have, or, the discipline we have, or the lack of discipline that we have. And this channel really came about of me wanting to see a change in my own life and getting tired of my own bullcrap, and of the results that I was having, and, the wishful thinking that I wanted, but wasn't really coming to fruition because I didn't have that discipline to get me there, and obviously I have a huge heart for single moms and for kids who end up in single family homes. And so I feel as though if we start teaching people how to be accountable for their actions and really take accountability of their actions and of themselves, then we won't find ourselves just like chasing love or chasing attention or chasing affection or really chasing all those stuff that's really not true, because we want to be accepted and because we want to feel validated or because we want to feel wanted sometime. But we'll dive deep into understanding what actions are going to breed those results that we want in life, and we'll start pursuing greatness, and we'll start really going after our purpose and revolutionizing the world and pushing the world forward. Because I feel as though we were all created from the Lord, from God, to sent down here to push the world forward, to leave a legacy for the next generation, to leave a good footprint in the sand for the next generation so that they can do greater things than us. And so what I will be talking about today is the many roles of a woman. And this has been on my, I want to say mind and heart for maybe like a few days, but I was just asking the Lord, like, okay, how am I going to deliver it, But the number one thing is I feel as though there's a lot of talk right now, and it has been for a while, about what a woman should be, what she should look like, what she should be doing, what classifies her as this kind of woman, what classifies her as this kind of woman, even down to like this stupidness of like what she has in her bathroom, and so all of that I feel like is just, hogwash. It that's a good word. I feel like it's just baloney, because like the value of a person is really in their heart, it's really like their inner. And right now we have so much focus on the outer, on the wrapping paper. I heard somebody else say that. I think it was R.C. Blake's. But we have so much focus on like the appearance of a thing instead of the quality of something, which is what you really want. You want the quality of something. You want the substance of something. And what I go back to, it's just 3 simple things, you guys, that I feel we should be thinking about when we think of what role we're going to play or we're going to allow ourselves to be in. Because there are so many roles that a woman can take on, but I feel as though if you don't start with these 3 things that I'm going to explain, you'll find yourself putting on all these cloaks of what man says that we should be doing, like sorry, I was gonna say philosophy, but I don't know what just came out. But the putting on all these cloaks and all these hats from the different philosophies of others, you know, and some of them could be good, some of them could be bad, but if you truly don't know who you are and know how to, you know, weed out certain information, you're gonna find yourself sitting up in some, you know, tall castle, not truly liking who you are, or even possibly even your life. Because at the end of the day, money is not everything, you know, like cars and houses and all that stuff, it really means nothing, you know, like the true value of things is like love, you know, and compassion and you know, commitment and faithfulness and loyalty and honesty, like the character of a person, the authenticity of a person, you know, the value of a person, you know, those are the things that truly matter. I would bet almost anybody would take those things over just things that are here today, gone tomorrow, because I mean, cars depreciate, you know, once you drive them off the lot. So, you know, but like if you're able to get someone's heart, if you're able to understand people and even be vulnerable with people and show yourself with people, you know, and really build those connections, build those relationships, I think that's where the money is, if you would say. And so if y'all are, well, if you guys been with me, you guys already know where I'm gonna go. But if you're new, I always start with understanding your foundation with the Lord. And the reason I say that is because, like, I mean, if you had a Audi, you know, and something broke down in your car, or like an engine light went off, you're not gonna pick up a Toyota manual, you know, you're gonna go either to the Audi dealership, get the Audi manual to find out what's wrong with your car. And likewise, you know, we were all created by God, by our Heavenly Father. And so if we want to understand what we were created for, who we are, what our purpose is, you know, where we can make a lasting change in this world, we first need to be connected to Him. And not just connected, we need to have a relationship with Him. Like, I think it's very important for us to, you know, go deeper, to want to go deeper, and to, you know, be able, you know, talk with the Lord, you know, hear from the Lord, spend that time with Him and stuff. And like, y'all, this is about relationship, not religion. Do not become so holy that you're no earthly good, okay? Like, that helps nobody, not even yourself, because you're, again, just putting on this facade of like righteousness, and you're probably really just crap. And so that's why I start with, you know, like your foundation with the Lord, because I don't think you can truly know what your purpose is if you don't know who you are. And then secondly, I always say start with where you currently are, you know, whether that's good, bad. Start with where you are, and then identify where you want to be. You know, like what do you want your life to look like in 5 to 10 years, in 20 years, if you can go that far. And then what steps do you need to implement so that you can get there? You know, because I feel as though a lot of us have great dreams and a lot of us have great plans, but we have like crap discipline. And discipline is the only thing I feel like that's gonna get those dreams to reality. And if you have those great dreams, but day after day you're doing the same thing, you know, day after day you're not even implementing something that's gonna get you to where you wanna be, then that's really all it is. It's a dream, or you can even call it a fantasy, you know, because it's never going to come to fruition. So, but when you make those steps, you kind of map out what it is that you need to do, and then identify within yourself, like, are you willing to do this? And if you're not willing to do this, you should probably change your plans, you know, because once again, it's just going to be a fantasy. And then in understanding and identifying what it is that you want, where you want your life to be, then you can put on the roles that is going to be required to get there. Like if you want to be a mom, or if you want to be a stay-at-home wife, you know, what do you feel that role will entail? If you don't believe you want to do anything that role entails, then you might need to go back to the drawing board. If you want to be a doctor, what do you think that role will entail? If you want to be, you know, I don't know, an astronaut or the president of the United States? Like, what do you feel like that role will entail? Like, what is it going to require for you to get there and sustain it? Because it's not just about getting there. It's about getting there and being able to keep yourself there in integrity, you know, with character. Because so many people, like, we'll get to a high level, and once we get there, we forget all about our character or our morals or, you know, value. It's just like out the window. It's like, well, I'm here now. And but if you're able to have discipline and have daily habits that help you get there in a way of honor and integrity, 9 times out of 10, you're going to keep it, because you become that person. You actually become that work that took you to get there. And I don't feel as though you can be any place of high esteem or of high value without being, well, yeah, you can. But most people, well, no, let me think. I'll finish saying that, because authentically, I don't feel as though you can be a person of high esteem or high value without having good character, because eventually you will fall. You know, it may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but eventually you'll fall, because you really don't have the character, you don't have the heart, you don't have like the morals, the standards to sustain it. And so you have like this big glow up, you know, this big boom, but after a while, when people really start listening to you and seeing you and watching how you live, it's like, you know, like, I really don't want that. You know, I really don't want to be associated with a person like that. Or I don't want people to see me indulge in this or like this and think I am like that. And so it doesn't really, you know, it just starts trickling downhill is what I mean. But those, sorry guys. I'm sorry. Okay, also, if you're new, I don't edit these. I just kind of give it to you guys raw, because I haven't mastered editing, and I'm not sure if I will ever edit. Maybe along the way I might have someone edit for me, but until then, it's just fresh and raw. But those are the 3 things that I feel like we must start with in understanding our roles, you know? You have to start with your relationship with God, and then you have to start with, you know, breaking down, where are you, where do you want to be, and what's going to require to get there. And then once you know that, you need to understand what role is going to require for you to maintain that. And then do you want to do that? Because if you don't want to do that, you have to go back to the drawing board, you know, and do those things by yourself, you know, do those things like in your me time, or even on your self-care days, you know, that would be something good to do in your journaling. And do that opposed from listening to everybody else, from listening to, you know, people that you like or even people that you don't like. Because if we don't know who we are and we don't know if we don't know who we are and we don't know where we want to be, then we're gonna keep taking the ideas and the thoughts of others and just tagging them to our names, you know, and then being like, okay, well, this sounds good, so I'll do this, and this sounds good, and this sounds like a person that I want to be, so I'll do this. But you never truly have identified the person that you want to be, and how you want to show up, and what you want to be known for. And one thing that I always say, and this can be interchangeable for men and women, you know, like, 2 things that I always say. 1, be the person that you needed when you were a kid, you know? And I didn't make that up. I think I saw it from like a quote or something, and then I always just started saying it. But be that, just so if someone sees this and they're like, that was mine, kudos, take it all, you know? But be the person that you needed when you were younger, because all of us have some sort of childhood trauma, whether you were in a 2-parent home, whether you were in a 1-parent home, whether your parents got divorced, whether your parents were never even married. There was something that happened along the way that made you see the world differently, or made you even wake up to the realization that, you know, this world isn't as friendly as you thought it was, you know? And so in that moment, if you can go back and think about that moment, Okay, sorry guys, my phone stopped. So these are probably gonna be just added together in this little app that I have. But I was saying, like, when you went through that traumatic experience or whatever, if you can think about, like, who did you need, what kind of person did you need, or what kind of shoulder were you looking to lean on that you possibly didn't have. And the next one that I always say is, be the man or the woman that you want your daughter or son to either aspire to be or to date or marry, you know, because when you walk around with those mindsets, I think it has a drastic effect on your attitude, on what you allow in your life, on even, you know, situations, the way you think, it has a whole effect on how you operate. And so take those guys and just like meditate them, get them in your spirit, and really think about, you know, understanding, developing, even starting, if you don't, a relationship with the Lord, identifying where you are, where you want to be, and what that is going to require, and then that role that you would have to step into for that person. You know, much is given, much is required, and if that's not something that you want, you might have to go back to the drawing board and redefine the life that you see for yourself. So I love you guys, and I will talk to you. I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.